Really happy. I mean, great crowd tonight, great energy, the whiteout game. I think the perfect situation for us to protect home court. It was really important to get a win Friday and Sunday. We're going to try our best, but winning at home in the Pac-12 is essential to be successful. I think Oregon didn't play their best game today, but they're a top 15 team, and they'll go deep in the tournament. We're lucky we caught them on an off night, but they're a good team, so this is a good win for us.
Is there, like, having the whiteout and, all the stuff around this game, is there a danger of it being too big?
No, if it is, we're not good. So in my opinion, if we can't come and produce under the bright lights or when there's pressure, then we're not going to do well in the tournament. So I think that most of the players here, they played in the championship game, which was a lot more pressure, and just felt that we didn't have pressure because we weren't expected to win, but it was pressure of the game and the situation. So it was nothing, this was nothing compared to that. So I think that these big games are important, and they help us for the tournament, and they help us for the Pac-12 tournament and the NCAA tournament. And that's what we want. We have to be able to beat good teams, and beat all the teams we're supposed to. So no.
So you said last week that, you talked about how the defense needs to improve game by game to get where you want to get. What did you see from tonight, and where do you think that is? I mean, you have Sam with 4 steals.
Yeah.
You have Coy with an excellent game, and Helena, and I mean, everybody played really good defense. So where does this sort of rank and where you want to be?
Not close. It's not where we want to be. I thought we did a lot of things good. I thought we did a lot of things that weren't good. It wasn't our best defensive game by far. You will see a better team in March. Defensively, we're slow on our rotations. We're not on point on our traps. They're soft. When they're good, they're good. We get steals. And you're not going to get steal every time, but the guards are turning the corner. When they're slipping screens, we're getting beaten off the dribble. Those are things that we don't do. We don't give up layups, and we haven't done that. So it's not where we need to be. It will be, because we're going to work on it, and we have a lot of new people. It will be. But the attention to detail, and when I call something going out to execute it, we're not there yet with our when we mix in starters with non-starters. And so that has to get better. The focus and the execution has to get better. But we did great things. The things I love is that 17 assists, 12 turnovers, 44% from the floor, 35 from the 3. I like those things. Still need to get to the line more. We fouled a lot. We fouled way too much today. We have to learn that you need to be aggressive, but when people are pounding it down the floor and down your throat, you got to pop back. And we don't understand that yet. We're still putting our hands on it. So those are technique things that tells me our defense isn't where it needs to be, because we should be able to slide without using our hands. We should be able to contain 2 dribbles. We should be able to, when we say don't let Sabali go right, we need to not let her ever go right. So that means we can get beat left, but that's the game plan. So those things we have to improve on. But I'd say we played 20 minutes of good basketball, not 35 of good basketball defensively. And then we're still a little slow on offense. We're still a little stagnant with the ball. Need to understand how to read a little bit better, but that comes with time. But remember how we were in December last year, because this is like December because we took that month hiatus. We were way better in March, April, so we're gonna get better, but we still have to improve a lot, defensively and offensively.
Kate was a big part of the team last season. How do you see her improving as a player this year?
Yeah, so she was a huge part of the team last year. I think Kate's just getting better. I think she has a better understanding of when she gets doubled, when to pass it out, a little bit stronger. I thought that they were blocking a lot of shots early, but what I love about Kate and Lauren and Coy, they got blocked a couple times. They didn't stop going to the basket. So I like that. I thought they were way more physical defensively in the post and on the elbow. That was something we stressed in practice. And Kate hits those big threes. What was she from the 3 tonight? She was 1 for 2. But I thought those were good shots. I thought Kate played a really good game. Not her best game, but she was solid.
Arizona's lost, 10 in a row to Oregon, and now you won 3 of the last 4 against them. Just talk about what that means to you.
Maybe it is 10 in a row. I thought we beat them last year. Huh?
Before, you've won 3 of the last 4, but before that, Arizona lost 10 in a row.
Yeah, but they had Sabrina. They had 3 number 1 draft, but they had 3 top 5 draft picks. So, I think everybody lost to them for a while. But yeah, they were better. And when I got the team, we were like 300 in RPI 6 years ago. So we were in a different place, and I think now we're in a different place. But I think back then, like they had 3 all-stars. If you look at our team, we don't have an all-star. We have good players, but if you look at the top 10 teams, everybody has an All-American. I mean, South Carolina, they have 2 USA players. I mean, they're really good. They're stacked. If you look at Stanford, they have, a lot of really good players. And I think that for us, we have good players, but we don't have one person that, is a go-to. Last year at Erie, like every single time we need a basket, we're going to Erie. And I think this year, Shayna's been stepping up, but we're evolving, and we can go to different people. And I think I like that because it's harder to guard. I like the balance, but it's hard too because sometimes, like I think that you really know where you can go. I think it sometimes makes it easier, but I think we're less predictable because we're still evolving into who should take what shot when.
Greg and then Kim.
Does it seem odd at all that you beat Oregon by 15 or 20 and you're talking about how off you are?
No. Well, no. I think we're competitors, and I think you want to get better. But so to me, it's never about just winning, and it's not like even if we won a championship, it's about like being better version of ourselves every day. And how are we getting better? We're not where we need to be. So to me, like Oregon's irrelevant. Like all the teams are irrelevant. It's like where we are. Like we were exploited with our weaknesses against Stanford because some things that we don't do well, they were exploited in that game. So for me, the process of getting better is what I worry about. Like I felt that we had a good chance of winning here at home. We were going to play better than we did at Oregon. But at Oregon, we lost a 17-point lead. And credit to them because they took the game from us and they did a good job. But I felt that like if we do what we need to do at home, like we can win the game. And I really feel like in McHale we can beat anybody. But we have to play better to beat the best teams. And we're going to get better, but it's a process. We do have to improve. But I was proud of how we guarded the 3-point line to hold Oregon 2 for 15 from the 3. That's their season low, so that's that's good defense for us. But still, definitely have to improve.
So saw the tweet by Dawn about her watching Dawn Staley. I mean, what's that support from your peers? What does that mean to you?
A lot. I love Dawn. I watch her. I support her. I respect her. Like in the heated game at Oregon, I called her on the bus because like, have you heard about this? Like, yeah, like she'll talk me down. There's some friends I have in this, in the business that you can trust and you can talk to. Like one of them's in this room right here. Tanisha Wrights from the Atlanta Dream. She's got the head coaching job, but we go way back. So like when you develop friendships with people you trust, you're not recruiting against each other. So you can talk basketball and you kind of go through the same things in different ways. So it helps. And Dawn's like there for me and gives me great advice. And I can rant or I can complain about something. And I know my secret's good with her and I respect her and I love what she's doing and I want to do that, and another person that does that for me is Tara. I do something wrong, she'll call me and tell me. But I love that because like, I love the fact that, we're competing against each other in the Pac-12, but there's a respect and there's support and help. And most people aren't like her or like Dawn. And so I think that those women are the women that change the game. They're the trailblazers in the game. And I respect those women.
Troy and then John and then PJ.
In the first matchup, Pal had 24 points. Tonight she has 5. What did you guys do defensively differently on her tonight?
Well, I think that we were just a little more physical with her. I thought our traps, when they were good, we were able to turn her over. And I thought she didn't get as many pull-ups and free shots as she did last game. But then, like, it was, like, flipped. Because last time in Oregon, it was Pow Pow. And today it was India Rogers. So I think that India had a really good game. And it just wasn't Pow Pow's night. But Tahina is a great player. She's very tough to guard. Those two are a great backcourt together, Pow Pow and Rogers. They're hard to guard. They're great offensive players. So I was just glad we were able to contain one. And like Sabali played 26 minutes. She's hard. She's a difficult matchup for most post players. She can drive it hard from the elbow. She shot it a little bit tonight, and she's strong inside. So for us, she's a difficult matchup.
John and then PJ.
What was the gist of sort of what you and Kelly talked about before the game? Was that good to get that out of the way?
Yeah, I mean, because I think a lot of stuff was blown out of proportion. We're competitors, and you may say something like I may say something, but that's the difference, I think, in like former athletes like us. Like, like when you're a competitor and I think you're a pro player and stuff, you can go at it and like get mad. But then you're not like mad the next day. You're like, whatever. Like you can argue on the court or I think it's different. I think when you played and you played at a high level, like you don't take stuff personal. Like, I mean, I've been called a lot of bad things, like a lot of different ways, and I really don't care. So it's just, I think there's just a mutual respect. I respect Kelly. I think he's done a great job with Oregon. I think he's a good coach, and he does a good job. I mean, but we're competitive, and it's something where I don't take it personal. He doesn't take it personal. We don't care. Wished each other luck and talked about, like the crowd and stuff. And so there's no hard feelings. I'm just not really like that.
Yeah, so Lauren had a decent game tonight. Where are you seeing her and her sort of as she's coming back from her injury?
She's not where she was before she came back. So I think tonight was a step like towards that. But it's hard. She was out like over a month, with a pretty scary knee injury. So it takes time to get your confidence back, like your stamina back, all those things. I think she played stronger today. I was glad to see her hit a 3 because they had all been short the last couple games, but she will be fine. In a month, you will see a better Lauren. If you remember before she got hurt, she was guarding, she was switching on guards. And she was our best post defender. And so now, like, it's coming back. As her confidence comes back, she'll come back. And after this game, you'll see her better next game because of confidence. But she's a really important player for us.
Any more questions for Coach Barnes?
No.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks.
Get started. Tonight's crowd was our largest regular season crowd ever, second biggest crowd in program history. The 2 3-pointers made by Oregon tonight was their lowest total 3-pointers made this season. Lowry, we good? With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some questions for our student athletes here. Troy?
Kawhi, you really had a big impact on the game, not only scoring, defensively, rebounding. What were you seeing out there tonight?
We know that defensively, we couldn't let any of their best players have their best game. So I just took my matchup personally. Whoever was in front of me, trying my best to slow them down, stop them, make them uncomfortable. So, yeah.
How much of an impact did the crowd have in this game?
I think they had a really big impact on our team. Obviously, the excitement in the gym, we feed off of that when we play. So we're really grateful that everybody showed up today, and we hopefully that people can come and continue to do that.
So this is for either one of you. All week long you were saying this is just another game. And Coach Adia was saying, don't get too high, don't get too low, the thing. But really, was there a little bit more juice tonight because you lost the last game?
I mean, I feel like we definitely had something to prove, obviously, because we lost to them the last matchup. But kind of just to feed off of what Adia said, we just wanted to take this game and, just execute the game plan. I think that was still the same the first time we played them. Yeah, just like she said, it was just another game. We still had the same game plan to execute, and that's what we tried to do tonight, and we were successful, more successful than last time.
Shanna, you're guarding Pau tonight. The first game, she had 24 points. Tonight, she ends with 5. What was different out there for you?
Honestly, I mean, it's a game of runs. Anybody can put up any type of numbers. I mean, Pau is a phenomenal player, obviously. And yeah, I think we had a good game plan for her, and I think we executed it well. Defensively, we had a defensive plan for her specifically because of last game. So, yeah, we were successful. I'm happy about that. So.
Shannon, just talk about matching up with India Rogers. Just something like that, like Coy said, going up against some of their players gets the best out of you. Just talk about that.
I mean, like I said before, any player can have their night, Sometimes you have, a little more focus on certain players because, like I said, the last game we played, it was Pau's night. This game, it was Rogers' night. So, I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we won. So, I think we did a good job of containing their big 3 regardless. Even though Rogers had her night, I think we did a good job of covering Sabali and covering Pau. So, we were successful with what we did, regardless of who went off or anything like that.
Just your thoughts of, reaching 1,000 career points.
I'm happy about it. I'm excited.
Yeah, Shay.
I mean, yeah, it's a it's a huge milestone, obviously, but I'm not done yet. There's a lot more to prove. There's a lot more to do. So I'm just focused on to the next. I don't really care about it, to be honest. I'm happy, but I don't care. So.
So what makes Southley so tough to defend in your guys' estimation? What makes her so effective?
Her size. I mean, she knows how to use her body extremely well. Obviously, her sister as well. You know, I'm sure she's played against her for quite some years. You know, there's some good preparation in the gym for her. But yeah, I would think her biggest factor is just her size. She knows how to use her body extremely well. She keeps the ball high, which makes her hard to stop because of how tall she is. So you know, she's a phenomenal player, and you know, she's going to be somebody we'll potentially see in the long run, maybe in the tournament. And pro, she's going to be a phenomenal player. She's already a phenomenal player. So kudos to her.
Any more questions for the student athletes, PJ?
Yeah, Sam had a phenomenal night on defense. I mean, she does game in and game out. But tonight she was like on the floor a zillion times. She was getting tips and steals. I think she had 4 steals. And blocks, and she was all over. What did you guys see from her play tonight? Was there, it seemed just a tad elevated.
I think with Sam, she does a lot of things that sometimes don't show up on the stat sheet. Yeah, that's Sam. Like she's gonna get down. She's gonna do the things that help you win games. It's not always about points, how many points you score a game. I think people don't understand that. She, like you said, she had 4 steals. She was excellent. We know what to expect from Sam on defense. She's our leader defensively. Same thing with Bendu and that's an area of focus for all of us. So I mean, Sam, she's a phenomenal player. Whether she's scoring 20 a night or whether she's having 10 steals, it doesn't matter. We know what to expect out of Sam.
Troy?
You and Helena had 8 assists to 1 turnover tonight. What were you seeing out there as a point guard on the floor?
Well, I mean, they played zone most of the game. So, I mean, they're not really pressuring as much. So it's a lot easier to not turn the ball over, obviously. But I think with us, we just tried to stay composed, tried to make the right reads in the zone. We knew where, in practice, we kind of planned, you know, where the openings in the court were going to be, you know, getting the ball to the right people at the right time. And, you know, people were knocking down shots. So it made our job a lot easier.
Any more questions for our student athletes? Thank you very much, ladies.